In the early days of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's very public break from royal life, one man stepped up when the world seemed to turn away from them: Hollywood mogul Tyler Perry. At a time when the couple claimed they were isolated, hunted by the press, and vulnerable, Perry offered them refuge in his luxurious Beverly Hills mansion. No rent, no conditions, just a safe haven from the storm. But now, a new Hollywood gossip report is shaking the image of that noble gesture. According to the source, Perry has come to deeply regret his act of generosity, claiming that the couple was anything but grateful. They treated it like a luxury Airbnb, the insider revealed. Not a word of thanks, just more complaints about being misunderstood millionaires. The statement echoes a growing public sentiment about the Sussexes, that their carefully crafted image as victims of circumstance may be little more than a strategic facade, one that masks a deep sense of entitlement, particularly on Meghan's part. While they've sold the narrative of being outcasts seeking peace and privacy, their actions have often betrayed a very different agenda, one built on media manipulation, brand building, and a relentless pursuit of relevance. When Perry opened his home to Meghan and Harry, he didn't just give them a roof over their heads. He provided them with security, privacy, and a space to reset. At the time, Harry and Meghan had just left the UK, stepping down as senior royals and fleeing what they described as an unbearable environment of racism and media harassment. Their escape to California was framed as a desperate move for freedom. But as time passed, critics noticed that this freedom came with a string of lucrative media deals and an endless appetite for publicity. The couple's time in Perry's mansion coincided with major behind-the-scenes deals. Netflix contracts were signed. Book deals were negotiated. Interviews were prepped. Far from laying low, they were quietly engineering the next phase of their empire. And while Perry expected discretion and perhaps a humble sense of gratitude, what he allegedly received instead was cold entitlement. The notion that Meghan and Harry might have taken Perry's hospitality for granted plays into a larger critique of their public persona. Time and again, they have positioned themselves as victims of a ruthless institution, painting the royal family and the British press as the villains in their saga. But that narrative has begun to wear thin, especially as contradictions and exaggerations surface. Meghan's tale of hardship, in particular, has come under scrutiny. Despite claiming ignorance of royal life before marrying Harry, multiple reports suggest she was well aware of the status she was stepping into. Far from being blindsided, critics say she was calculating, someone who saw an opportunity to ascend the global stage through marriage and quickly tired of the restrictions that came with it. The allegations from former royal staff of Meghan being a demanding and sometimes bullying presence have only deepened public skepticism. While Buckingham Palace attempted to contain the fallout, the whispers never really died down. And now, with Perry's supposed regret entering the conversation, those whispers are turning into shouts. What's more, the Sussexes' handling of their newfound freedom has been anything but graceful. After publicly decrying the invasion of their privacy, they embarked on a full-fledged media campaign. From the Oprah interview to their Netflix docuseries to Harry's explosive memoir Spare, it's been a whirlwind of tell-alls and thinly veiled attacks. The couple has transformed their grievances into profit, and their personal struggles into commercial success. Critics argue that this approach reveals a fundamental hypocrisy. While asking for space and dignity, they repeatedly drag their family into the spotlight, rehashing past slights and opening new wounds. And now, if reports are true, they've done the same with one of their few genuine allies in Hollywood. For someone like Tyler Perry, renowned for his compassion and discretion, the alleged disrespect hits differently. Perry has built his career not just on entertainment, but on values of resilience, kindness, and faith. To hear that Meghan and Harry used his home as a stepping stone without so much as a heartfelt thank you suggests a level of opportunism that even some of their most loyal fans are beginning to question. It also reveals something more troubling about the Sussexes' trajectory. Their bridge-burning approach to relationships, be it with the royal family, the media, former staff, or now even generous friends, suggests a pattern. Anyone who doesn't fully align with their narrative seems to eventually fall out of favor. Today it's Perry, yesterday it was the palace, and tomorrow? Who knows? As the couple continues to reinvent themselves in the public eye, the backlash is beginning to bite. their popularity has dipped in both the UK and the US. Streaming platforms have cooled on further projects. And even their charitable work is often overshadowed by controversy. If even Perry, one of the most respected figures in entertainment, feels burned by his involvement with them, it raises serious questions about who Meghan and Harry really are behind closed doors. Of course, the couple has yet to comment on Perry's reported regret. They rarely respond directly to criticism unless it's part of a larger media production. But silence doesn't always equal innocence, and in this case, the absence of gratitude may speak volumes. The story of Tyler Perry's kindness should have been a high point in Meghan and Harry's post-royal journey, a testament to generosity in a time of need. Instead, if the latest reports are to be believed, it's become yet another chapter in a saga defined by broken bonds and unmet expectations.